Hello, I'm Jim Rohn, and if you're watching this video, chances are you're struggling with a question that millions have faced. How do you forget an ex? But let's be honest for a moment. Are you really doing it the right way? Or are you unknowingly pushing yourself deeper into a spiral of pain and regret? Today in this video, we're going to explore the common mistakes people make when trying to ignore their ex, mistakes that you might also be making without even realizing it. Have you ever wondered why, even after trying to cut off all contact, you still can't stop thinking about them? Or why every time you see an old message, your heart races as if it's about to leap out of your chest? It's not just an emotional issue, it's also about how your psychology is silently betraying you. I'll reveal the subtle traps you might be falling into, along with simple yet effective ways to regain peace of mind. Trust me, this isn't the usual cliché advice like time will heal everything. We're going deeper than that, from the small habits you don't even notice, to the ways you deceive yourself every day. You'll be surprised at how you've unknowingly made things worse. So watch until the end of the video so you don't miss this game-changing insight. And if you don't want to miss content that helps you master your own psychology, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm Jim Rohn, and I'm here to help you get through the toughest days. Let's get started. At first, you chose to ignore them not because you no longer cared, but because the anger was burning inside you. This is something everyone has experienced, right? You poured your heart and soul into proving your love, your devotion, and your worth in the relationship, yet they kept their distance, refusing to open up and build something lasting with you. What's more frustrating is their indifferent attitude when you left. They might pretend it was nothing, go out partying, or worse, quickly find someone else to fill the void. So you use that anger as motivation to cut ties, to prove that you don't need them. But the hard part is, anger is like fire. It burns fiercely at first, then fades away. When it cools down, you easily fall into longing, emptiness, and then text them, which unintentionally makes them think they can treat you poorly and you'll still be there waiting. But if you ignore them with true calmness, everything changes. That's when you don't let any emotion, anger, or sadness guide your decision. It sounds hard, because we're human. How can we avoid emotions? I'm not telling you to become an emotionless robot. That's not realistic at all. What I mean is, try to aim for a balanced state, where you're not ignoring them out of bitterness or pain, but simply because you know it's the right thing for yourself. A subtle mistake that many people overlook is staying in touch with their ex in seemingly harmless ways. You might think it's just a birthday greeting, a message checking in after seeing something they posted on social media, or simply a polite gesture. But for someone with an avoidant emotional tendency, these small actions carry a completely different message. That you're still there, still care, and haven't truly let go of them. Avoidant individuals don't interpret these gestures in a simple way. They may see them as signals that you still have feelings and that you'd be ready to come back whenever they want. That's why, even if you don't mean to, those small acts of initiative unintentionally reinforce their false belief that you're not truly over them. This makes it easier for you to get pulled into a vicious cycle. They send a casual message, you hope for reconnection, then they withdraw again as if they never opened up. You end up feeling disappointed again. In reality, they're just testing to see if they're still there, to soothe their own fear of abandonment, not because they genuinely want to rekindle the relationship. That's why it's important to learn how to stay silent at the right moment and hold your ground. Every time you don't respond, you're affirming that you're no longer someone who can be emotionally manipulated. Don't let small excuses shake the decisiveness you've worked so hard to build. A common mistake many people fall into is deliberately trying to make it obvious that they're ignoring their ex as a way to send a message. They hope that if the other person notices they're being intentionally avoided, it will awaken emotions that they'll feel afraid of losing you, realize their mistake, and come back. But unfortunately, reality isn't that simple. For those with avoidant tendencies, your efforts to show that you're being cold or ignoring them only reinforce their belief that you're still affected. In fact, they might see such actions as another form of dependence, as if you're still waiting for their reaction, still hoping for something to happen. This may cause them to withdraw even further, or worse, make them feel confident that they still have you on a string. Instead of trying to prove something to them, you should focus on leaving quietly but firmly. Don't post vague statuses. Don't act in a way that says, "I'm ignoring you, notice me," because the more you do that, the more you get pulled into the emotional game that avoidant people are so good at controlling. Remember, ignoring is not to make them change, but to regain your own peace. When you do it without showing off, without waiting for a reaction, that's when you truly free yourself from this conflicted relationship. The final mistake that many people often don't realize is, even though you appear cold on the outside, deep down, you're still silently waiting for them to come back. You haven't truly let go. You're just hoping that your silence will make them realize your importance, and one day they'll regret it and come back to you. But that's merely an expectation you cannot control. The truth is, you cannot predict how others will react, especially those with avoidant attachment styles. They've learned how to avoid emotions, building a protective shell to avoid facing pain or emotional responsibility. And they can live in that shell for a long time, without connection, without explanation, and still be fine with their own life. While you're silently longing for their return, they may have already taken another path, starting a new journey without looking back. That's why you need to change your goal. Don't ignore them while waiting for a return. Ignore them so you can heal and reclaim your inner freedom. Do it for yourself, not for them. The most powerful silence is when you no longer expect anything from them. When you truly let go in your heart, only then can you open a new chapter. No more waiting, no more holding on. Only peace and strength from within yourself. In the end, the most important thing we need to remember is not how to make your ex realize your worth, but how you realize your own value. The mistakes in ignoring someone you were once close to are not just stories of strategy or fleeting emotions, but a journey of learning to love and heal yourself. We are easily caught up in sadness, expectations, and illusions that if we stay silent long enough, the other person will change and come back. But the truth is, you cannot control someone else's actions. You can only control how you recover, how you love yourself, and how you move forward more maturely and peacefully. Ignoring is not an emotional game, but a decision rooted in self-respect. It is a declaration that you deserve a love that doesn't require begging, clinging, or sacrificing your inner peace. It is also how you gradually close an old chapter and begin a new journey, where you no longer need someone else to feel whole, because you are already complete from within. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. Your presence and listening are the greatest motivation for me to continue spreading messages of healing, awareness, and love. If you found today's sharing meaningful, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss the next profound content. Don't forget to leave a comment below. Share your story, your thoughts, or your personal journey. Perhaps what you write could be the inspiration someone else needs. We are all learning to heal, each at our own pace, each heart on its own journey. And if today your heart feels a little lighter, if you've gained a new insight, then that is already a very precious step forward. See you again in the next videos, where we continue to grow and love ourselves more deeply together.